Right, okay. Hello YouTube, this is the D.B.T Gamer Show. Episode 67, Part 2. Today I'm reviewing M.G.S. Sons Limited for PS2. If you haven't watched Part 1 yet, you've missed absolutely loads. I've already covered the story, the graphics, the controls, the music, the gameplay, and some other stuff in Part 1. So if you haven't watched Part 1, you've missed all that. So please watch Part 1 before you watch this part, so you don't get confused. Now let's pick up where I left off. I've already explained most of the good stuff about this game. So let's go to the bad stuff. And there's quite a lot of it, so let's get to it. Right, the bad stuff about M.G.S. 2. Well, as I said, there's quite a lot of it. First things first, the auto-aim is slightly flawed. In the game, when you hold down the square button to use the auto-aim and take out the enemies with the auto-aim, it's slightly flawed and you may miss your enemies 2 or 3 times before you actually hit them. So you're better off using the first-person view button and the square button combined. Because it just works a lot better that way. Trust me. And the bad thing about this game are the cutscenes. The cutscenes are all great, and they really help to tell the story of the game. But the big problem is that there's too many of them, and you may find yourself watching several cutscenes at a time, and this can get kind of boring. And this game, without the cutscenes, is only about 5 hours long, and if you watch all the cutscenes, it's about 15 hours long. So most of the game is actually cutscenes, but the cutscenes can obstruct the gameplay a little bit. Another bad thing about this game is that if you change the difficulty level, some of the items do get moved around. Example, when I first played the game in very easy mode, I found the tranquilizer gun straight in front of me basically. But when I played the game in normal mode, the tranquilizer gun was in an air vent, I think. So there you go, it was. Well, the weapons was a bit hard to find. That can be a little bit of a problem. Another problem which I've already mentioned in part 1 is the story. The story for this game, I am dead serious. It makes no sense whatsoever. If you can understand it, you are either a genius or Metal Gear nerd. Because I've played the game through twice now, and the storyline still makes no sense whatsoever. What about things that I've noticed? The swimming controls can be annoying as well. They tend to be extremely twitchy, and they can be a bit difficult to work with. Another control problem that I found was when you walk across small edges without using the pin to the wall move, you can your character can slip and fall very easily. Because there's one bit of the game where if you walk across this pipe, there's plenty of room on the pipe, but if you go anywhere near the edge, you go fall and die. So the controls can be a tiny bit oversensitive. Another bad thing about this game are the water effects. When you get to the water bit of the game, you have to swim through some water, and the water effects really do block your view of the screen. The first big problem is the colour of the water. It's kind of a greenish sort of colour, and it can be a bit difficult to see through it. And the other problem are the air bubbles. Now when your character is breathing underwater, the air bubbles come out of his mouth and they can sometimes block your view of where you're swimming to. So the water effects can also be a big problem. But they're all the bad bits I can think of. Other than that, it's a pretty good Metal Gear Solid game. Although it's quite disappointing that you can't play as Snake all the way through. You have to play as Raiden for halfway as well. Raiden's a pretty good character, although he tends to be a bit of a wuss. Anyway, let's rate Metal Gear Solid 2. I give Metal Gear Solid 2 a 3.5 out of 5. So it's a pretty good Metal Gear Solid 2 game, and I definitely suggest you buy it if you're a fan of the series. So it's a really good game. So it's a 3.5 out of 5. My next review will be Legend of Zelda: The Four Swords for the Nintendo GameCube. But I ain't got time for that today, YouTube. Until then, bye-bye.